Hey lovelies, thanks for stopping by my channel today. I am so excited to be doing another episode of Nailed It. So this series was started by alexisjong, and there is a pretty big group of people now that are jumping in on this one, and I've had a lot of fun. So the premise of this series is that we take inspiration from a photo or from a theme and reinterpret that look for ourselves. Now, the only rule to Nailed It is that you can't purchase anything new to create your look, which I love because I'm really trying to shop my stash and enjoy using what I have. Now, today's look is this one right here, which is so beautiful. This is from Anni Antola, and she is in Finland. We saw this photograph on Instagram. I know that this look is featuring the Mandalorian or the Child palette from Colourpop, which I don't have, but I'm digging through my stash to be able to recreate this for you today. I think it's beautiful, a very wearable, sort of like winter holiday friendly look. We have another red lip, but a different red lip than the last Nailed It. Now, if you didn't get to see the last Nailed It, I'll make sure to post it here or here. I'm still trying to figure out which way that ends up coming out once I'm editing, but I will post it up for you guys if you would like to check out the last episode. Now, if we haven't met before, my name is Kelly and I'm a professional hair and makeup artist, and here on YouTube, I strive to keep beauty real. Real honest, real relatable, and real fun. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you click that bell to all so you don't miss out on any of those videos. So just to give you guys a little rundown of the creators that are also doing this along with Lexi, we have a pretty large group, which I'm loving because I really enjoy getting to see everybody with different skin tones, you know, different skin types, and everybody just kind of like taking their own little twist on it. So I really enjoy that. Now, of course, I mentioned Lexi before. She is a wonderful luxury YouTuber here. Now, returning for another week of Nailed It, we also have Yadi over from Yadi Beauty. We have Jennifer from All Feisty. We have Kara from Beauty and the Frizz. This week, we also have Amanda Beth joining. I am really excited. This is one of the things that I love about YouTube and doing this is I get to find new content creators. And Amanda is new to me. I'm really enjoying getting to see some of her content. I will also make sure to have everyone's YouTube channels and their Instagram accounts linked down below. So make sure that you give everyone a follow. The last challenge we did, I loved getting to go see everybody's videos because we don't really like share anything with each other beforehand. So it's kind of like really special and exciting to get to see everybody's final look. So make sure that you go check everybody out. I'm gonna be doing the same. All right, so why don't we go ahead and get into this beautiful look. All right, now obviously I'm starting out with a bit of my base on. I just thought we could cut through some of that so that we could get into the little bit more creative part of everything. So when I look at this picture, I feel like she has a fairly matte, very full coverage look on. So what I decided to go through with is the Too Faced Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation. Now, I actually have to say that I feel like this isn't like a fully matte. It's more of like a satin matte, if that makes sense. But honestly, for me, that is as matte as I ever want to go. Like, I'm already looking at my skin, and while it looks pretty and, you know, I don't want to say flawless because it isn't quite flawless, but it's just a little less glowy than I usually like. So this is about as far towards the matte side of life that I would prefer to be. I did also pull out the good old Shape Tape. I very rarely use this one anymore unless it's with a high amount of like moisturizer on, just because it is a bit drying, but it is very full coverage. And you guys, right now I am having a lot of darkness on my inner corners, so I wanted something that would give me a flawless look. And since we're going pretty matte anyway, this is the way to go. I have the shade Light Neutral in the concealer and Vanilla in the foundation, by the way. I did also set with the Hourglass Veil Setting Powder. No surprise to those of you who have been to my channel before. And then when I was looking at the brows, now, I don't quite have as thin of a brow shape as she does. I was kind of trying to keep it a little skinnier, but I kept going. So I did pull out good old Dip Brow today just to sort of be able to get that very, I mean, it's a very fully saturated color. And then just to get a few of the hair-like strokes that are towards the front of the brow, I went through with the Ardell Stroker Brow. You guys know that this is one of my favorite brow pens. I think it's getting discontinued though because the supplier that I usually get it through and then also Ulta were clearancing it. So I bought all of them. I was like, give me all of the brow pens. Some of them will probably dry up before I even get to them, so that was probably silly, but it is a favorite of mine. So now what I think we'll do is hop into the eyes right away, just in case I need to like dust off any fallout. I'm hoping that we don't have fallout, but in case we do, that way I can like recorrect the skin if need be. So looking at this eye makeup, now I know that she had tagged the Colourpop Mandalorian or the Child palette. I don't have that one, but what I thought I would do is go ahead and pull out some of my Sydney Grace singles. So I think I have pretty much everything I'm gonna need in here. I have a couple that I also picked up during Black Friday. in this little Sydney Grace palette. So we have quite a few different Sydney Grace to pick from. I do have one special shade that I'm going to be pulling out from another palette as we go through. I was kind of like doing a swatch fest, trying to find that perfect, very unique gold. That gold is just such a unique shade that I was like going through a bunch of different palettes, trying to swatching some single shades. I think I found one that's going to be a pretty good dupe. So we will get into that in a moment. Why don't we get started? And by the way, I apologize if I'm looking down, but I'm kind of referring to the picture so that I can like chat with you guys about what I'm seeing. So I'm going to zoom you guys in and we'll get started on this eye look. All right, we're going to start out with Sydney Grace Peanut Butter. This is going to just go right through the transition. I'm just going to use a nice big fluffy, let's see, we'll go through with the tapered blending brush from Sigma and just really like blow out that transition. I would say that this eye look is just that really like classic, beautiful, glam eye shape. Like, I don't want to say that it's not unique because I'm not wanting to like discredit anybody's hard artistry, but it is just that beautiful glam look. So there's just something about this look that makes it a little bit special. And I know that Lexi said that this was, I believe this is the one that was requested by a viewer of hers. So I think it's very beautiful and it's like just an amped up glam. Like, so I think that this is something that could be very usable for a lot of people. All right, to me, this eye shape is, like I said, it's just that very classic eye shape. It's not completely rounded, but it's not very cat-eyed either. And I feel like she has a similar eye shape to mine where it's somewhat almond. So with almond eyes, you almost have to have a little bit of that stretch. Otherwise, it just looks a little odd. So yeah, I would say that this is a fairly classic shape. So I'm going to try to emulate that. When I do that, I usually just tend to start with it a bit more round, and then when most of the product is off of my brush, then I just sort of like take this and like flutter out the edge a little bit. All right, now I'm going through with the shade Peach Fuzz, also from Sydney Grace. All of these are actually going to be Sydney Grace except for one, I believe. So I have a feeling I'm going to use a couple browns to sort of build up that depth. I'm not quite sure if this Peach Fuzz is going to be dark enough or not, but I have a couple shades that we can use. So this, I'm just looking to build up that first initial layer of depth. So keeping this on the outer lid and sort of that first part of the crease. Oh, and by the way, I'm using a Sonia G Crease Pro. I feel like I said that, but maybe I didn't, so I'm just saying it again. Okay, I feel like that looks pretty good. I want to, just for kicks and giggles, I think, just because I haven't used it yet, I'm gonna go ahead and go through with Chocolate Raspberry Fudge, just in between those two colors to kind of like build up a bit more warmth. When I look at like this area right here, I just feel like I see a little bit more warmth. I'm gonna go through with the Sigma Blending E36. This is a brush that I always reach for when I'm looking for like diffused yet precise. Yeah, diffused yet precise color. So I'm just taking this right through here because it has that little bit of like a raspberry chocolate as opposed to the Peach Fuzz, which is just a little bit more just chocolate. All right, I like the way that looks. I have to say, these Sydney Grace mattes blend so easily that I pulled that depth in a little bit further than I was anticipating, but I think it'll be just fine. And every time I go through, if I'm really looking for like a super blurred look, after every step, I take my blending brush, usually with no extra product, but I take that transition blending brush and just re-sweep it over the entire space just to really like blend each step in, if that makes sense. Hi. Thanks. Yeah. Jeremy brought me coffee.
From Mocha.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Should be.
Thank you. Right? Thanks, baby.
Yeah, sort of like.
No, you're okay. Love you too. Now that we have that base laid down, let's go ahead through and use our magical gold lid shade. Now, as I was going through my bajillion palettes, I found a winner inside this baby, and I'm always excited to have a reason to pull this palette out. So we're gonna go through with the Galactic Gold shade from Pat McGrath. Now, this definitely has exactly, I think, what we're looking for. So I'm gonna swatch this so you guys can see. So it has that gold with that hint of green reflex. So I think this is gonna be perfect. So I'm going through with that shade on my trusty old school Wayne Goss 18 with a little Fix Plus, and we're gonna lay this baby down and see how we did. Oh yeah. Now again, this to me looks like your classic blended lid shade. It's not like a cut crease from what I can tell. It's hard to see, you know, with the way her eyes are positioned. And then I'm gonna take on my finger and just like pop a little bit of that closest to the lash line just to intensify that. What do you guys think? I think that especially once we use a little like setting spray on the face to sort of blend all the powders in, I think this is gonna look really good. Just taking that tapered blending and diffusing that section where the two shades meet. I'm pretty happy with that. I do want to make sure to use the same shade on the inner corner. So I'm taking this on this like random old school crown brush that I've had for forever. I'm pretty sure it's a lip brush, but I love using this on the inner corner. I think we have a winner, you guys. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that chocolate raspberry fudge shade and layer it where Peach Fuzz meets Galactic Gold, just to sort of give a little bit of like transition, I guess. All right, so looking at her eye, I don't see any liner on her actual upper eyelid. I see a little bit in the waterline and tight line, but I think that that's it. So what I'm gonna do is go through and just blow out the underneath with peanut butter, and then we're gonna go through with some liner and smudge that into that lower lash line and waterline. And honestly, like I can appreciate not having liner on the lid because I don't have a crazy ton of lid space, and so I feel like a lot of the time it just takes away. It's like, it would be like putting a frame over a canvas and like covering up some of the art. Like, it just seems silly to me. So I really like to just have something in the waterline and tight line. Boy, even with wetting my brush, I got a respectable amount of fallout from that Galactic Gold shade. It's very like flecky, like flaky. It's very flaky. So that's all right. We're just gonna blend that in and pretend like it didn't happen. Now for liner, I'm gonna go through with the Wayne Goss Precious Opal. This is a beautiful brown that does have a little bit of reflect to it. I think this is just gonna go nicely with this look. I'm gonna blend that in with a little bit of the Peach Fuzz shade, the same one that we used in the outer crease as well. So I think that this will look lovely. Okay, now I just went ahead and applied the Wayne Goss Precious Opal Kohl pencil. I really like this shade. I do think it's a bit lighter and warmer than what she has on her eyes here, but honestly, I love that this shade has almost a bit of a red-brown feel, and I just think it makes my eyes look more green. I really like that, and especially with a more like brown and gold centered look, I feel like it makes my eyes look more brown. So I like to have something that has that little bit of warmth to it, like more of like a red warmth to it, to make my eyes look more green. So I really love this one. It's so smooth and creamy. I thought I might need to go through and buff in a little bit of Peach Fuzz, but this color, just like wiggling it in between the lashes, it just gave me that like nice little bit of smoky look. So I really enjoy this. Now I'm gonna go apply some mascara. I'm very excited because I was given a mascara to try out, a new one from a brand I already know and love, and the review on that will be going up the same day as this video goes up. So I'll make sure to link it up above when it does go up. I'm very excited. I'm really enjoying this mascara, so you guys will be able to see details on that soon. All right, here we are, 2 coats of mascara. I honestly was planning on putting on lashes for this look, but yeah, 2 coats did, honestly, I think more than what she has on her lashes. Like, you guys, this mascara It's the bee's knees. I never say that, but it's the bee's knees. So now why don't we go ahead and finish up the face? What do you guys think about these eyes? I think, I mean, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I think it's a pretty dead ringer. I'm really enjoying it. It's very pretty. All right, so now let's finish up the face and then we'll get to those beautiful bold lips. So I'm very excited because I thought this would be a perfect time to bust out my new bronzer. And when I say new, I mean new to me, but so not new that it's being discontinued. This is the Tom Ford Glow Bronzer in the shade Terra. I got this totally 100% because of my friend Jennifer from All Feisty, who's also doing this video. So I'm very excited to be trying out this bronzer. I have heard of this. I've heard of the many claims, the many wonderful things about this bronzer. It was always a little bit out of my price range, but Jennifer posted sometime over Black Friday weekend, I think, that Macy's had it at almost 50% off. So I was like, I love a good sale. I really love a good bronzer. This combines both of those. Let's go ahead and get it. Now, as I'm applying, I'm going to tell you a little story about this bronzer because it's been a journey. So I thought that this would work really well because it's not, she's not like super J-Lo glowy. She's just got a little bit of definition, and I think that the undertone of this is going to be perfect for this look. So let's go ahead and go through with the Refer number 5 for this. So like I said, I got this from Macy's. And I picked it up over the holiday weekend along with so many other things. And, you know, I understand shipping right now is taking a while. That's just kind of the way of the world. But eventually I had gotten all my other packages pretty much except for Terra Moons. I'm still waiting on that. How about you guys? But I had gotten pretty much everything and I hadn't gotten my Macy's. And I was like, okay, I thought I ordered it. Did I not order it? So I went through all of my credit card statements trying to find a Macy's order. I went through my Macy's account, which must be like an older account, which I kind of thought it was, and I couldn't find an order. So I was like, I know that I bought it though. I remember clicking because I was like, okay, even at 45% off or whatever it was, like it's still kind of pricey. Are you gonna do it? And so I remember sort of like hemming and hawing, but I really thought that I did. And so, so then I'm going through all of my credit card statements and I can't find it anywhere. And I messaged Jennifer and I was like, well, I guess I didn't buy the Tom Ford bronzer because I can't find it anywhere in my statements, anywhere in my accounts. So I just sort of gave up. I was looking online trying to find as good of a deal. I was a little bit sad because, you know, it's supposed to be discontinued. It was like, great, probably would have been my favorite bronzer. And then yesterday I got an email, 2 days ago, I got an email from Macy's. Your order has been delivered. So I'm still not sure how I paid for this bronzer, but I evidently did order it. And I'm telling you right now, thank you, Jennifer. I love this bronzer. This is so pretty. So I'm not breaking the rules because I didn't buy this bronzer for this challenge, by the way. I bought this bronzer and thought it would be good for this challenge, because I don't even think we'd picked out this look by the time I ordered the bronzer. So I'm not cheating in case anyone thinks I bought this for this look. So if you've been watching my channel, you know that I'm a big fan of cream products just because I think that they lay beautifully on the skin. But this bronzer, you guys, it is the perfect tone. I am gonna use a little bit of this bronzer to contour my nose. I think it'll be good for this. And I said in the last Nailed It challenge that I don't do this, but I feel like every Instabaddie does it. And so to get that more like sculpted look that a lot of these pictures have, you definitely have to do a little bit. She definitely has the tip of her nose like really contoured and then very highlighted, I feel like. I have a feeling that most of these pictures, like if you were to see this person up close and personal, it would not look normal. Like, it would not look super blended, but on camera, it always looks good. Well, if you do it right, it looks good. Okay, that's about as good as it's gonna get. I feel like it looks a little patchy, but we're just gonna move on. I never contour my nose. Never, never. Doing it for you guys. Let's move on. So, now for blush. I have two blushes that I kind of pulled out. I have the Colourpop Wayfair blush. And this one, Yachty actually sent me. I feel like this is a good option because it's kind of like a peachy orange. I also have the Clinique Melon Pop blush. I think I'm gonna go with the Colourpop one. I love this blush. I hate this packaging. Like, this looks like something, it feels like something that came out of a bubblegum machine for a quarter. It's so ridiculous. But the blush itself is very pretty. So we're gonna pop this on the cheeks. This is more of like a satin blush, which I feel like I don't see much shimmer to her cheeks at all. I honestly, it's a very delicate glow too. Like, I see a little bit of nose highlight, but you barely see a sheen on her cheeks. So I think that this is gonna be a really good option. Like, seriously, I love this blush. I don't know why they had to cheap out on the packaging. What do you guys think? I think that that looks really pretty. Like I said, love this blush, hate the packaging. All right, now for highlighter. As I was saying, I don't feel like she has much on. She has a more glowy highlighter on her nose, but most of it is pretty natural. So I'm gonna go through with the Filmstar Bronze and Glow. We'll go through with the highlight shade. So I am mostly going to focus this on the nose and then just a little bit on the cheek and the chin. I don't think she has much on her Cupid's bow, so I'm mostly going to keep this towards the center of the face. I'm going through with a Luxie 250 large eye blending brush. I think I'm gonna go with the Colourpop one. I love this blush. I hate this packaging. Like, this looks like something, keeping this almost just to like bring some lightness here, because she's got that like pop on kind of like this part of her cheek. I can tell that I've been dipping into the dairy because I'm really starting to get breakouts. I need to stop. I was craving a grilled cheese, and first of all, I eat bread like twice a year, but I also don't really eat much of dairy, so having bread and dairy last night totally did me in. So I woke up with a couple really big pimples. Yay for that. She has no pimples. What can I say? All right, let's set the face and get onto the lips. All right, now to set the face. I want to keep more of a matte look. I feel like the least glowy setting spray that I have out on my like wheel o makeup here is the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray from Charlotte Tilbury. So we're gonna go through with this one, and then we'll move on to the lips. I think that this spray kept my face looking natural, but not too glowy. If you guys saw my review, that Charlotte Tilbury spray is not my favorite. I like it, I just don't know that it's like worth the extra $1 that you pay for it. So when I look at this lip color, I feel like it's like a dirty rose red. I don't know how to explain it other than that, but I feel like it's like a dirty rose red. That's what I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go through with the NARS Velvet Matte Lip Pencil in the shade Cruella. This just has, it's a red, but it's not like that like fire engine red. And to keep it a little deeper on the outside, I'm gonna go through with the Bodyography Rosewood pencil. Honestly, you guys, like, lip pencils weren't something that I got into that much until like the last year or two. So my collection is kind of like totally random, and I don't have a lot of deep shades. So hopefully this one will work. I think I'm gonna throw a little gloss over the top, but I just wanted to see what it looks like on its own. So I'll be right back. All right, I feel like that's gonna give us the depth we need. It is a little bit more purpley, but I know that this lip crayon is so pigmented that it's not even gonna matter. It is definitely a little bit more plummy on the outside, but I'm just gonna roll with it. I thought what I would do is put over the top just to like sheer it out a little bit and get some of the little like flecks, because when I look close, I feel like it's got just a few little flecks of like sparkle. Not like glitter, but a little shimmer. So I'm gonna go through with the Hot Chocolate shade. This is the Fenty one from last holiday. So Lord knows I need to use this before it expires. It still seems okay. This has like more of like a brownie shade to it, which I think is going to come in handy for like mellowing this shade out a little bit. Yep. I think that did it. Like, I feel like that little bit of brown and the way it like sheared out this color, I think this is pretty darn close. It's maybe a little bit darker, but I think I'm okay with that. I don't think I would ever wear a lip this glossy in a color that's this dark though. This is just asking for trouble. I know that I'm gonna look like a hot mess in a couple hours just because I can't be controlled enough in life to wear a glossy dark lip. But I do really like this lip gloss. I mean, this is your like standard glam warm winter look, I feel like. But it's very achievable, very beautiful. I think, boy, I don't think I have any like if I could do it overs. I feel like if I could do it over, I would have a lip liner that's like a deep brown red, but I don't, and I wasn't gonna buy one because that's against the rules, right? So I really like this. I mean, obviously Annie does a beautiful job on her makeup. I was kind of like scanning through some of her other looks and she's absolutely gorgeous. I will make sure to have her Instagram linked down below as well. We want to give cred where credit is due. So you guys will have to let me know if you think I nailed it. Regardless, I have fun with these. I think that this challenge is just a fun way to sort of like do something a little different, really go through your collection, see what you have, embrace using the makeup that you own. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this one. Please don't forget to check out the other creators doing this. Again, I will have all of their information linked below. I have really been enjoying doing this Nailed It series. I cannot wait for the next one. They're so much fun to do. So again, I feel like we're doing these about every other Friday. So if you want to see the next one or some of my future videos, don't forget to make sure that you're subscribed. If you did enjoy this, hit that like button. It helps me know what content you guys enjoy seeing. Thank you again for sticking around today. I will see you really soon.